Welcome, hockey fans across Canada, the United States, China, and around the world as we get you set for CWHL Live. I'm Nico Cardarelli, joined in the booth tonight by Ben Smith, and you're watching CWHL Live, brought to you by Hilberg and Burke, empowering women one sparkle at a time. There we get a look at those fantastic Sparkle Ball earrings provided to all the CWHL players, courtesy Hilberg and Burke. And again, we thank them for their support in making tonight's webcast possible. Well, we've got a great game on tap tonight between a couple of GTA rivals as the Toronto Furies get set to take on the Markham Thunder in a very special evening here tonight from the Thornhill Community Centre. Tonight's game is in support of Do It For Darren, a mental health initiative which brings light to mental health issues and ensuring that people who need help can get the support they need. Of course, Do It For Darren, a very sad story, but I guess the one silver lining that comes out of it is the need to raise awareness and events like the one tonight hosted by the Markham Thunder, where fans here in attendance can bid on these game-worn jerseys you'll see in just a few moments that pay homage to Darren Richardson.
Yeah, and in a few minutes you'll see the Markham Thunder come out in a stylish purple jersey after DIFD, and of course Do It For Darren was founded after Darren Richardson, like you alluded to, passed away in November of 2010 at the age of 14 years old from suicide, and the organization looks to raise awareness around youth mental health. And I gotta say, Nico, in my other world, I'm a school board trustee, and we just see year after year record numbers of students with mental health issues, and they come forward, and it's a much different world, I think, for the better than it was in 2010. And I think we realize it's a problem, and youth are speaking up too and saying they need help, they need support, and I think it gets better day after day for a lot of people. And I think sport plays an incredibly important part. You look at a lot of people with mental illness, and they'll say they just want to be part of a community. And I think that's one of the special things about sports, is it gives that to so many people. So like we said, a very special night tonight. And coming up in the first intermission, we'll talk to Jamie Lee Rattray, who used to play with Darren, actually, back in the day. So looking forward to that interview. But like you said, a big game tonight, especially if you're the Markham Thunder, chasing that final playoff spot against the Vancouver Rays, both tied at fifth in the league. Now, Vancouver plays Montreal tomorrow in Vancouver, but the Toronto Furies, we know that they're not making it to the playoffs this year, but for the Markham Thunder, they do want to, and so they're going to be chasing every single point for the rest of the year. Every game is a must-win game, especially when you're playing or you're trying to beat a team like the Vancouver Rays in the playoff picture.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking with the Markham coaching staff prior to the game, and they echoed essentially what you said. They feel like they have their fate in their own hands. As long as they take care of business on their end and win out their games, they feel like they're going to be in a good spot to just rip that last playoff spot away from Vancouver. As you mentioned, both teams currently tied with 25 points coming into tonight for that last and final playoff spot. So certainly a big game here this evening for the Markham Thunder. And Ben, you mentioned that Toronto no longer in playoff contention for this season, but I think a lot of bright spots for their future, a lot of positive building blocks to work for towards next year, including their young goaltender who's really emerged as a great goaltender in this league, Amanda Michaela.
Oh, absolutely. She's been incredible. Currently with 402 goals against average, an 884 save percentage, and she's been incredible this season. And I also hear there's someone who may be returning to the Toronto Furies next year who might be named Natalie Spooner or something like that. I don't know. But, but a lot of potential next year as a lot of the Olympians come back to join their teams.
It's funny you mentioned that. I had to ask both teams, do you think you might get your Olympians back this season? And at this point, neither team has had that conversation with their respective Olympians yet. I think they want to allow them to kind of decompress a little bit, just take a deep breath, get back from South Korea, and kind of reevaluate at that point. I would absolutely expect Natalie Spooner to be back with Toronto next year. Maybe not necessarily this season, but yes, they will certainly anticipate number 24 back in the lineup next year.
Absolutely, and What a game for we were talking back in. I won't talk too much about it, but we were talking back in January.
Yep.
You had you on my show, and you made a good point of this was the year for women's hockey to kind of come alive and take the front page, and I think it did that. And I think it was an exciting game. No one wants to lose in a shootout.
Absolutely.
But I think that the overall product of women's hockey really was elevated during this Olympic Games.
Very well said, and I think the growth of the women's game is evident in the fact that come Beijing 2022, the IIHF, IOC have already announced that they're going to expand the women's tournament to 10 teams. So the fact that they're bringing in more countries, they feel like the women's game is growing on a global scale. And yes, certainly a bitter loss for our Canadian girls, but you know what? Let's give Team USA credit. They are a talented group, and those girls work just as hard as any other team. And congratulations to Team USA on their big gold medal win in, almost said Sochi, in Pyeongchang.
In Pyeongchang, absolutely. And as you'll take a look now, you see the Markham Thunder with the purple jerseys.
Those beautiful Do It For Dare jerseys. We're both having a laugh because as the starting lineups are on the blue line, Thunder goaltender Erica Howe making sure her teammates are all ready. She slashed Nicole Costa's stick right out of her hands.
Make sure she's awake and ready to go. Get all of her stakes out early before the game starts. But absolutely, beautiful jerseys, and I believe we'll have a center ice draw.
And make sure you get down here to the rink. We would never ask you to stop watching, but tonight you may be well served to come down to the rink, because if you want to bid on these beautiful Do It For Darren jerseys, the only way you can do so is by being here in the building. So get down here if you can and get your bid in on these incredible sweaters that the Markham Thunder are wearing tonight.
And then you can go home and watch yourself win it.
That's right.
So it's a win-win for everybody. But as it looks like we'll have, believe it, some form of a center ice ceremonial puck drop.
A bit of a brief pregame ceremony here, paying homage to the Do It For Darren cause. Well, Jamie Lee Rattray goes out to take the pregame face-off. She has been red hot lately, Ben. 11-game point streak coming into this one. 9 goals, 9 assists for 18 points in her last 11 games played. So Jamie Lee Rattray, once again, leading the way offensively for the Markham Thunder.
Absolutely, and she's on quite a point streak, as you mentioned, and I won't say who, but before the game when we were doing when we were talking about setting up interviews, we usually take someone who scores in the first intermission, and and tonight, of course, with Do It For Darren, we want to make sure we have someone from that representative on, and someone said, oh, don't worry, Jamie Lee will probably score in the first period anyway, so you'll have all your bases covered.
Well, we'll step aside as we get the playing of O Canada. It's the Toronto Furies and the Markham Thunder coming up on CWHL.com/watch as we present to you tonight's CWHL live broadcast, brought to you by Hilberg and Burke. Starting goaltenders for tonight's game, We'll start with the Toronto Furies, and she has really taken over the crease. The youngster Amanda Michaela getting another start between the pipes here for Toronto. This will be her 9th game of the season, a record of 3-5 coming into this one. As Ben mentioned, a goals against average of .402 and an .884 save percentage. Those numbers slightly askew thanks to Markham's 6-2 beatdown of the Furies back on February 3rd. And for the Markham Thunder, it'll be Erica Howe getting the start. She's appeared in 13 games this season, a 5-5-0-2 record, 2 shutouts on the year, a .247 goals against average, and a .925 save percentage. How does she do it? She's one of the best, that's how.
Good enough for me. Speaking of which, last time these two teams played was February 3rd and 4th. Markham taking both games 6-2 and 5-2 respectively, and you know Toronto will want to have a little bit of revenge for that game.
Well, we'll see if they can get some sweet revenge or if Markham can get some much-needed points in their race to the playoffs as Brittany Zubak brings this one into the zone. Shot just ends up going wide. Again, Markham not wearing their standard green tonight. They're wearing those purple and white jerseys as they skate from right to left across your screen. Those jerseys in support for Do It For Darren, and Toronto wearing their road whites with a little bit of blue trim. Shannon Molson moves the puck to her defensive partner, and that pass intended for Prevost is picked off by Brown. McParlin gains the zone here for Markham. Tries to feather it through to the net, nothing doing as Prevost has lost her glove on the play. Puck trapped up along the near boards, and it's scooped up by Williams. Just out of the reach of Dingledine, so Jamie Lee Rattray with her first shift gets the puck to Richards, she can't get a clean shot. Centered in front for Rattray, and that one just off her stick. So good possession early on as the teams feel each other out. We're just over a minute into this game as they dig out for the puck. Rattray comes up with it. She's got Taylor Woods with her. Rattray still with the puck on her stick. Cuts into the middle. Lets the shot fly. Oh, what a beauty! Make it 12 consecutive games with a point. Jamie Lee Rattray continues to light the lamp here for the Markham Thunder.
You know, I'd say I am surprised, except I'm not. You knew it was coming. Beautiful shot here. Jamie Lee Rattray walks in just around her hard wrister and in. Right there. It doesn't get much better than that. Amanda Michaela really had no chance. Just a hard shot, walks in. Makes it look easy.
Yes, she does. And just a minute 20 into the game, as Ben predicted, Jamie Lee Rattray might score. Sure enough, she does score. It's 1-0 for the Markham Thunder. So Toronto with an early deficit. They'll try dig out of their own zone here. Shannon Stewart on the puck, loses it to Skeets. Back to the point. Simmons has it. Tries to feather it through. It goes off the backboards and into the far corner. Kept in at the far blue line there by Hartwick. And now out to center. So Richards and Hartwick get the assists on the goal from Rattray, and for Jamie Lee Rattray, that's goal number 18 and point number 30 on this season. So she continues to get the job done here. Markham feather it through the neutral zone, loose puck picked up and quickly taken away. Fielding Montgomery scoops it up. Sydney Kidd there as well for Toronto as they exchange possession. Alexis Wallace-Chuck brings it into the zone, and she's rubbed off the puck there, but good to see her back in the lineup for Markham. She missed some significant time early in the year with injury, but since coming back, she's done a great job for Markham. She's got a couple points in her last 2 games as Becca King comes up with the puck now. King in the far corner shields it from the check of Kidd as Shannon Molson rides her player into the end boards. No call. And play continues on as Molson continues to battle there. Puck back to the point. Wallace-Chuck flips it off the boards. Molson scoops it up for the Furies. Good touch passing from Toronto. They go cross ice That's Zubak with the puck on her stick. Goes off the stick of Bozak, up and out of play. So the face-off will stay in Markham territory.
A good job by Carolyn Prevost to stay not offside on that one. And here we see another one of Jamie Lee Rattray. Oh, that beautiful shot, and makes it 1-0 for the Markham Thunder early in this one. But as the referees look like they'll adjust the clock here a little bit, perhaps. Clock might have been running for a couple extra seconds, and they'll look to fix that.
Well, our technical guru down below us, Steve Mitchell, who does a great job as always behind the scenes leading our technical crew, texting me. We currently have viewers from 6 different countries tuning in. So, welcome. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I gave China and USA a shout out. I wish I knew the other nations. I'd be happy to give them a shout out too. But yes, that's right. Great point, Ben. You can tweet at us. You can tweet me at Bro Behind the Mic, and you can tweet Ben.
Ben Smith 1027.
And as always, make sure you give the CWHL a follow at the CWHL.
Looks like 10 seconds were added to the clock there, so always good to fix that up when the clock runs a little extra bit there.
Jessica Platt let a rocket go from the blue line, and that got turned away by the pad of Erica Howe. And here comes Megan Bozek leading the rush for Markham. Former U.S. national team player centered it right in, but just out of the reach of Nicole Brown. And here comes Carolyn Prevost back the other way for Toronto. Prevost's shot off the defender's shin pads, and now Grigg will skate this out. Good check there from Prevost, nearly strips it away. And now Costa has it for Markham. Quick touch passing, they get it up to Jenna McParland. McParland goes into the corner, checked there by Beezer. Costa has it, digs it out. Looking for point options, and it's turned over, so here comes Brittany Zubak for the Furies. She gives that one over to Haley Williams. Williams tries to dance around the defender, Simmons. That's textbook D there from Simmons, just standing her up tall.
Beautiful use of the body, looking right at the chest. Stops her from walking in.
Teams battling for possession. Dingledine has it down below the net for the Furies. Chips it off the backboards to Williams. Williams goes right back to Dingledine. She's checked real tight there, but gets the puck back to the blue line. Kidd receives the pass from Molson. Tried to feed it over to Dingledine out of her reach. And now a chance for Costa to clear it out for Markham. Costa leading the breakout. Plays it off the boards and up to Rattray, who's checked closely there by Molson. Savvy defensive play there from Shannon Molson. You could see her use the free hand to shield Rattray away from the puck. Great defensive play there from the vet. Delaney picks up the puck coming off the bench for Toronto. Bouncing puck, and it's on the stick of Rattray. And a potential 3-on-2 here for Markham. Richards makes the pass. Wood shot right on, turned away by Michaela. Well, this line is really buzzing right now for Markham as Woods, Rattray, and Richards have that nose for the net. They nearly made it 2-0. Shannon Stewart comes up with a puck here for Toronto. She goes cross ice to Arambaru. That one's broken up, and bouncing puck out to center ice where Brooke Beezer tries to hammer it deep. Arambaru gives it away as Barbera has it now for Markham. Wallace Chuck. She's got Seedhouse close, but instead she goes cross ice, intended for Carolina Urban. That rolls right in on Michaela, so she has to play it. And now it's near side to Danielle Gagne. Nice touch pass to Prevost. Good recovery to get it from her skate to her stick. Tries to dance around Bozek, but that's good defense there from Megan Bozek. Ella Stewart gets the pass just outside of the line, so Toronto will have to regroup here between the blue lines. Devin Skeets causes a turnover, and she makes the pass over to Bozek. Bozek just able to get a touch on that one as she was under some pressure. Lindsay Grigg over to Megan Bozek. Of course, those two very familiar with each other. And one of the big reasons why Megan ended up signing here in Markham was her previous experience playing with Lindsay. Becca King centers that one in front. I think Toronto was surprised there was no icing. The play continues on as Jess Vela scoops up this loose puck. 12:48 to go in the period. Vela dumps it in, and Howe opts to play this one. Simmons check closely, good pass, gets it up there. And now they'll try gain the zone. Getting in deep was Ronsberg. Good job to get back to her feet and recover. King tries to muscle it out to Montgomery, but that's picked off, and here comes Dingledine. Dingledine tried to use the defender as a screen, but Simmons did well to get her legs in front of that one and block the shot. Prevost, who's seen a lot of ice time early on here for Toronto, and you can expect that trend to continue out there once again. Fulton tries to hit Prevost with that long pass, but well read by Hartwick. She'll dump it in and peel off for a change. Michaela under pressure there from McParland, got the puck to the blue line, and now they get it out on second effort. Nice job by Barbera to recover it right away. She brings it in deep. She's got McParland with her, and now she leaves it there for McParland. Oh, nice move off the end boards by McParland, but just ran out of real estate in the end, and nothing doing. Icing call here against Toronto with 11:35 to go in the first period.
They'll come back into the Toronto zone as here's a great shot there. Don't believe that it wasn't the goal, but it was that deadly line coming in. Another example of just how far they are, and Toronto will have to definitely take a look at them all night long, especially when you have Rattray on that line. You have Richards and a couple of sometimes Bolzek is on the blue line, which make things even scarier for any other team. So definitely, if you're Toronto, you're going to be want to watch that hotline tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge here for Toronto. I was talking with head coach Flanagan before the game, and he mentioned, one of our big challenges tonight is we got to slow them down. We got to find a way to slow down McParland as she rips one from outside the blue line that just goes over top the net. But there you get a sense of the rocket that she has. But yeah, he identified McParland and Bozek specifically as players. We have to find a way to shut them down. We got to make sure we're cycle busting as we've got a delayed penalty coming here against the Markham Thunder. So Coach Flanagan will be happy with that impending call. And there's the whistle. Our first power play of the game will go to the Toronto Furies. And it'll be Kristen Richards heading to the box for 2 minutes or less.
She'll go 2 minutes for hooking here. Toronto on the PK is fifth in the league. At 76 PKs on the year, they've had 82 power plays. 12 goals for at 14-6, and they are seventh in the league. And Markham's PK is also seventh, 10 goals against, 225. So it'll be interesting.
We've got a couple tweets coming in. We'll get to those in a few moments. If you're experiencing any technical difficulties, we apologize for that, and we'll do our best to rectify those issues. But in the meantime, it's Toronto on the power play here with 1:35 as they've got the puck cycled around. Dingledine passes it over to Vela. She's checked closely. 30 seconds gone on the Toronto power play. Back to the point. Beezer makes the pass to Saunders. Rips one just over top the net. Dingledine near side, top of the face-off circle. Lets it fly. Oh, what a beauty! On the power play, Jenna Dingledine ties this one up with her 8th of the season, and Toronto evens it up with 10:08 left in the first.
Games are won and lost at the Rivers. The blue line's in here. You see Dingledine just a hard shot, top corner.
Nearly popped the bottle
Nearly
there.
Popped the bottle, and Erica Howe will want that one definitely back, but nonetheless, Toronto ties it up 1-1 on the PK and on the power play, and again, for Markham, you really need as many. It's a must-win game every game, so you really want the win tonight, and you're definitely going to want to come back from that one quite quick.
They're going to be heading to the power play here, so a chance for Markham to regain the lead possibly, as behind the net, Kidd looks like she'll be the guilty party going for two. Actually, they're going to send, it is going to be Sydney Kidd serving the minor here for the Furies. So they even it up on the power play, but now they're going to be shorthanded for two or less. As Markham's power play, it's been clicking this season, second overall in the CWHL.
Absolutely, at 39. And Toronto, the most penalized team in the CWHL, and their PK currently sits in fifth at 68-4. 24 goals against through 76 penalty kills. 76, Nico.
Yeah, that's a lot. You got to stay out of the box if you want to win games. That's some basic hockey logic there. Is that cross crease pass? Oh, what a chance. Turned away by Michaela. And here comes a shorthanded break for just Vela. Vela lets the shot fly. Good glove save by Erica Howe.
Great glove save. She makes it look easy. You know, Nico, I'm not saying this just to say it. I actually mean it. One of my favorite times of the year in hockey is Clarkson Cup weekend. This year it is March 25th from the Ricoh Coliseum, presented by Scotiabank. Puck drop at 12 p.m. and it's a weekend of festivity. Starts off with the awards gala, the Friday night CWHL Community Day on the Saturday, and then the finals on Sunday. For more information, go to cwhl.com/Clarkson Cup.
McParland brings it in, tries to get it back from Brown, and it's behind the net now, but McParland continues to shield the puck on her stick as there's a minute 10 left in the power play here for Markham. Costa put the shot right on and nearly caught Michaela high blocker side, but good save there from the Toronto goaltender. Wallace Chuck passes it over to Barbera. Far side to Brown. Brown at the far side, hash marks. Plays it back to the point for Barbera. 50 seconds remaining on the Markham power play. Wallace Chuck pinches in from the line. Oh, they had McParland at the far post, but couldn't connect on the pass. And now Ella Stewart will have an opportunity to clear it for Toronto. Plays it off the boards, but not out. Good job by Barbera to hold the line. 30 seconds left in the Markham power play. Wallace Chuck fakes the shot, makes the pass to McParland, who circles, makes the pass to Costa. She's got options, feeds it over to Barbera, who's at the top of the circles. Right in front, loose puck. Where is it? Now it's loose as Nicole Brown has it for Markham. 10 seconds left here on the Thunder power play. Cycled near side to Costa. She tries to pick the top corner and just misses on that shot. Barbera with the power play winding down. Kidd about to jump out of the box, rejoins the play. So even strength hockey here. Markham unable to capitalize on the power play. McParland dances her way to the net and nearly tucks it past Michaela, but she holds tight to the post and gets the whistle.
Yeah, right near the post. And as Markham, obviously, good power play, good control. They weren't able to get the goal, but still tied at ones. But nonetheless, you talk about that Markham power play, and it is deadly, and it's been so well controlled, and it has been successful this year. 9 goals through 23 power plays, second in the league, as you mentioned. And if history has any way of repeating itself, they'll probably be on the power play a couple more times tonight against this Toronto Furies squad.
I would anticipate that, especially with these two closely knit rivals. Certainly no love lost between these two teams, and a lot of physical play usually ensues in these games. So yes, I would anticipate a few more penalties. And
speaking of which,
no kidding. I think all we had to do is just keep saying it. But in this instance, it's Toronto heading to the power play. They've capitalized on their lone power play chance so far, and with 7:17 left in the period, the Furies will attempt to take the lead for the first time in this game as we're all tied up at 1. Jamie Lee Rattray in the box serving the minor for Markham. And off the face-off, a bouncing puck back to the line for Beezer. Makes the pass to Williams, to Beezer, Dingledine. Dingledine right where she scored the last one, nearly made it a second. Well, she had lots of time and space to tee up the shot and just missed that one by inches. Saunders back to the point for Beezer. There's the one-timer. Oh, off a player in front. I think that hit Hartwick in the head, but play continues on. Saunders dumped, no call. As Beezer patrols the blue line, makes the pass to Vela. They're trying to get it over to Dingledine. Now they do. Dingledine. Oh, what a play centered. And I don't know how Kidd missed that one. Or check that. That was Haley Williams in tight to the far post. And somehow she couldn't quite tap it in. They try again, and great stick play there by Erica Howe to get a touch on that puck and keep it away from Williams.
Phenomenal play to Williams right in front of the net. It looked like it was going in. I guess it just wasn't the right, little bit too high, but it certainly from where we are in the booth definitely looked like it was going in. And great play started off with Dingledine on the point, and great communication.
Molson makes the pass intended for Prevost. It's picked off and fired down the ice by Bozek with just 35 seconds remaining in the Toronto power play. The Furies try breakout here, led by Shannon Molson. She's got the puck behind her own net, and 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Makes the pass over to Emily Fulton. Fulton tries to stick handle her way into the zone, loses the puck, and it's cleared down the ice by Costa. And that'll just about do it for the Toronto power play, as there's 5 seconds left here. Jamie Lee Rattray getting set to jump back on, and she does, and they can potentially spring her here on a break. They get the puck to Rattray, who tried to get around Beezer, but nothing doing that time, and now it's back through the neutral zone where Grigg dumps it back in for Markham. Ellis Stewart first on it, plays it near side to Gagne. She's checked closely there by Skeets, and Skeets comes up with the puck. Vela plays it to the far side, no one there. It's Urban getting it for Markham. Centered out front for Seedhouse, and that one's broken up at the last moment. Good defensive play there by Ellis Stewart. Vela plays it off the boards, but kept in the zone. Nice work by Skeets to track the puck. Skeets still with it on her stick, backhands it right on, and Michaela makes that save look easy.
No kidding, as we see some festivities in front of the net, and successful kill there for the Markham Thunder. A good job dumping it in the zone and controlling the play, and like we said, good save there by Amanda Michaela. I believe we had a replay there for a second, but nonetheless, both squads just got to stay out of the box at this point. We've gone through about 6 or 8 minutes here of solid power play time for both squads, and at some point it's, folks, we got to stay out of the box because we have a game to win, especially if you're Markham. And it's like you said before, it's the fundamentals of hockey. Stay out of the box and don't cause penalties.
Rolling puck right in front of the Furies net. It's scooped up now by Rattray. Rattray tries to get into a shooting lane, broken up, turned over, and they'll end up being scooped up here by Markham within their own zone. Barbera to Wallace-Chuck. Wallace-Chuck plays it off the boards and scooped up here by Rattray. Rattray's got the zone. She's looking for a passing option, gets it to Richards. Richards tries to feather it back in front. High bouncing puck, scooped up now by Rattray. Rattray, well, that was a shot intended for a redirection by Barbera, and it nearly worked out. Wallace-Chuck pinches in from the point. Saunders can't clear it initially, and Rattray comes up with it. She's got Barbera pinching in, lets the shot go, and that one misses wide of the far post. Wallace-Chuck holds the line for the moment, and Markham aggressive on the forecheck, keeping Toronto pinned in. They'll just ice this one here with 3:21 left in the period.
Phenomenal job by Kristen Barbera to walk in on that. A couple of good chances. The first one started off with Rattray, and like we were talking about, that attempted redirect in front of the net, good opportunity, and then Barbera was able to walk in again, and a nice stellar shot on net, making Amanda Michaela definitely very busy tonight.
Well, I want to remind you that you can connect with the CWHL on social media, and that, had it gone in, would have been a highlight you would have seen all over social media, as that shot from the point redirected, and a great save by Michaela. And there she traps that long shot from the point. But you can follow at the CWHL on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. And speaking of Twitter, let's give a shout out to Jessica Burgone, who's saying, well, you could say I'm multitasking tonight. I'm watching the CWHL stream from Plaster Rock, New Brunswick, but I'm also tuned into the Olympic Figure Skating Gala. Jessica, thank you for tuning into our game tonight as you're cheering on the Toronto Furies from Plaster Rock, New Brunswick. Well, their Furies goaltender Michaela has to make the save with pressure bearing down on her. She'll leave it for Molson. Puck out to center ice, scooped up by Costa, but she's under pressure as Arambaru nearly stripped it away from her. And what's the call here? Delayed offside or penalty?
Yeah,
I think we're going to have a penalty, yeah.
It's going to be a hook, the third one of the game. It looks like
Molson.
it is going to be Molson going to the box for a hook. Gives Markham the opportunity to go back on the power play. And They had a pretty good inaugural one this game, and let's see what happens this second power play as we have Jamie Lee Rattray, Woods, and Richards out there on the blue line is Bozak and Grigg. So they got the A team out. We'll have to see what happens. It'll definitely be interesting.
Bozak receives the puck at the point from the faceoff. She feathers it around the boards behind the net for Richards. Richards check closely, plays it back to the point for Grigg. Grigg shot, good tip by Woods. Better save by Michaela. Back to the point again for Grigg. She goes far side to Bozak. Bozak tees it up, and Prevost got her stick on that one. Oh, nice play by Bozak to keep that in. Bookmark this if Markham can make Toronto pay on the power play. Couple players digging away for the puck behind the net. Toronto tries to keep it pinned. They can't do so. It squirts out in front and held in at the line by Grigg. Makes the pass there to Rattray. Rattray steps off the half wall. Feathered in front. Oh, what a save! Unbelievable robbery there from Michaela on Taylor Woods.
And it would have been interesting to see what happened and see that play finish, but unfortunately the net came off. And here we see great opportunity here. Ooh! And a great, phenomenal job there by Taylor Woods to kind of try to bang it home. Michaela was able to be right on top of that and stop with her pad, and then the net came off. But again, that line of Rattray, Richards, and Woods, just phenomenal to watch.
A little bit of chin wagging there between Richards and Fulton, and then Saunders goes at Richards as well. So maybe the team's trying to get under each other's skin a little bit here, playing some head games, but nothing doing with 55 seconds left on this Markham power play. Toronto will clear it down the ice. $1:30 remaining in the first period as Richards gets a tip in there and will peel off for a change. It'll give Toronto a chance to clear here shorthanded. And they do, all the way down the ice. Markham leading the breakout here as Barbera skates it into the offensive zone. She's checked closely there by Beezer. Beezer runs her into the boards. No call. Nicole Brown scoops it up here inside the final minute of the first as Markham try capitalize in the dying moments of this power play. About 10 seconds left here on the power play. Barbera. McParland back to Barbera. Over to McParland. Thought about the shot, makes the pass to Barbera. Now back to McParland. There's the one-timer. Fearless block there by Brooke Beezer. Really laying the body on the line there. Scooped up by Costa. She dances her way into a shooting lane. That shot blocked. McParland picks up the loose puck. Tries to shield it from the D. Power play over for Markham, so 0 for 2 in the first period here on the power play. But with just 10 seconds remaining in the first, it looks like we'll head into the break with this one all tied up at 1. Fulton receives the loose puck there. 2 seconds left. That'll do it. So after 20 minutes of play, little separating these two rivals on or off the ice, as the scoreline through 20 minutes is the Toronto Furies 1, the Markham Thunder 1. Make sure you stay tuned during the first intermission as Ben will be joined at ice level by Jamie Lee Rattray to discuss today's game and, of course, the great Do It for Darren cause. Well, first period scoring, Markham opened it up with a goal by Jamie Lee Rattray. Toronto tie it up moments later, courtesy a goal from Jenna Dingledine on the power play. And that's all the scoring through 20 minutes of play. And we are ready down at ice level with Jamie Lee Rattray and Ben Smith.
From the Thornhill Community Center, tied at ones. Thank you very much, Nico. Between the Markham Thunder, the Toronto Furies, joined alongside Jamie Lee Rattray, and a beauty goal to get the game started. Take us through what you saw.
Well, it's actually kind of lucky, kind of bounced in. Griggsy did a good job of keeping it in, and I was able to find a lane down the middle and shot it off the post, and I got lucky with that one, and I'm glad we got to start off the game like that, so it's pretty good.
It's a really special night tonight. Do it for Darren. You knew her growing up. What was she like?
She was always full of life and had a great family around her. I was fortunate enough to play with her sister Morgan and knew her parents very well, still very close to me, and she was always full of life, and there really were no signs of it, and it's pretty crazy to think about that it's been so long since she's passed away, and I'm so happy that DIFD has grown so much, and I think it's so important. I mean, especially in sports too, and if we can help people out even in our own locker room and just ask a question, how you doing, ask how someone's day is going, maybe it can go a long way in their lives. And I'm really happy that we've been able to support it tonight, and it's been a big part of my hockey career now growing up, and it's nice to see a lot of purple around the rink.
Tied at ones, every game is a must-win game at this point with the playoffs so close. How are you able to get the lead in this one?
Just got to keep keeping it simple. I think we're the type of team that if we outwork the other team and just keep it simple, we're going to be very successful. And we just got to keep going in the second period here, and we'll do well.
Jamie Lee, thanks for this. Best of luck the rest of the way.
No problem. Thank you.
You're watching CWHL Live. Stay tuned.
Passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no-goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Tried a shot that was wide, and Keenan cleared it, but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! The Boston Roar! Up the center, coming in as Lou. Gilendijk center net. And that scores! Manny McDonald! 5-10 left to play in the second. Here's Lemieux. His center penalty coming out. Look at Lemieux. Oh my heavens. What a goal. What a move. Lemieux. Oh baby. Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for it and fell. Here's another shot. Right by the score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
And the crowd goes wild.
Home is not just something you can see or touch. Home is a feeling. It's the place where you feel safe to have those little moments that mean everything. At ADT, we believe that feeling should always be there, whether it's at your house or your business. We help keep you safe so you can have those moments that make you feel at home, wherever you are.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
Kimmy, you do know that there's only 4 seasons, right?
Then how do you explain the way kids wish away the summer because we can't wait to play in the fall? Or how teammates often become best mates? Or how families happily vacation in Winnipeg in January because that's where the tournament is? So you see, Miss Woods, there is a 5th season, and it's the best season in Canada.
So you're talking about hockey?
Oh, it's more than just hockey, Miss Woods.
Scotiabank is proud to support over 5,000 teams in Canada's 5th season.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting. And like people, businesses' needs change, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, and tax. Areas critical to your continued growth and success, all part of the journey, and all part of what we do together with you. So that when your business has arrived, it's ready to keep going. MNP, wherever business takes you.
The other Sarnia native, makes the pass there to Zubak. Zubak from her backhand tries to put it on net, and that sneaks through Heron, and an early 1-0 lead for Toronto. Looked like an innocent backhander by Zubak, but it gave Heron all sorts of problems, and Brittany Zubak has Toronto up 1-0.
It just goes to show what you can do driving to the net. Sometimes goalie don't expect that rebound. You see her cutting to the outside, just trying to cut in, getting that angle. A lot of traffic just in front of the net. Might have initiated that initial pass, Heroin. Didn't think that was going for a shot and just caught her off guard. And Zubak's up early, and Toronto's off to a hot start.
Goes cross ice for Fulton. Fulton cuts in, lets the shot fly. Blocked. Second chance, turned away. Third chance, scores! Emily Fulton, no quit in her game. Great third effort, and it's 2-0 Toronto. That's her 8th goal of the season. Give her 10 points. And Beth, let's have another look at this persistent effort by Emily Fulton.
Yeah, Fulton took that initial shot, stepped into that slot, but just kept going downhill, didn't give up on that puck.
Campbell to Molson, back to Campbell. They've got Fulton, as Beth mentioned, parked at that far post. They just got to get her the puck. Nothing doing yet. Nice play by Molson. Now they get it to Fulton, and that's how you do it. What a beauty. Emily Fulton with her 2nd of the game. It's 3-0 Toronto, and the Furies will still have 55 seconds of power play time left. Let's get another look at this beauty.
What a play that was. Great move by Molson there just to chip that over to her defensive partner, sending it down low. And there's Fulton on that back door with that one-timer. So just this was huge for Toronto, and they definitely capitalized. They're looking hot right now with this 3-0 lead.
Ambrose leaves it for Totino. Oh, she's dumped there by Williams. Big hit by Haley Williams. Centering puck. Oh, and they score! What a beauty! Finally, Montreal cracked Michaela as Clement Hadra made the pass over to Totino, and she roofed that one to make it 3-1.
As we take a look at there, just passing that puck across the slot, another backdoor play, and just roofs that one. What a shot for Totino there.
Oh, Montreal back to the power play here. It's Anne-Sophie Bate who makes the pass to Clement Hadra. Back in front, and they score! Tic-tac-toe! They're within 1. Montreal cashes in on the power play as it was Bate, Clement Hadra, and Noemi Maren putting it in the back of the net. Her 12th of the season. Let's get another look at that one.
Similar style, just moving that puck over again, a backdoor play, and just sneaks it on that low blocker side. The other one was a high blocker side, and goalies sometimes struggle with that, especially moving side to side when it's not your glove hand.
Trying to tie the puck up along the boards. It comes out to Ambrose at the point. Over to Poudrier. Poudrier shot right on. Don't know if that made it to the net or if bodies got in the way of that. 2 seconds left. Toronto hold on for a big win on home ice. 3-2 the final score as the Toronto Furies defeat their rivals, Les Canadiens de Montréal. And for Toronto, a big 2 points, keeping them within playoff contention for the time being.
When I I was 7, I wore these gloves. They held this stick. Well, these skates carried me over the blue line. We won the championship, and now it's all yours. Cool. Oh, and this mouth guard. I'll get my own. Thanks.
The 5th season is when spirit for the game gets passed down. That's why we're proud to support over 5,000 teams.
Welcome back inside Thornhill Community Center as we get you set for the second period of tonight's CWHL Live game between the Toronto Furies and the Markham Thunder. 1-1 is your score through 20 minutes of play. Should be a great rest of the game coming up. Before we get to this game action, let's update you on the out-of-town scoreboard across the CWHL. Just one other game going on currently as Calgary playing host to the Boston Blades, and it's the Calgary Inferno with a 4-2 lead through 2 periods of play in that game. Well, as I mentioned here, after 20 minutes, the score all tied up at 1. Shots in that first period favoring the Markham Thunder as they outshot Toronto by a total of 12-5.
As they're coming on the ice, and it was a good period to play by both squads. I thought Amanda McKell had a pretty strong period. Erica Howe had a couple of nice saves, too, with her glove. Like we said before, I mean, just a couple of the names that keep on coming back. I mean, Carolyn Prevost is one that, like we said, has had a lot of ice time in the first period for good reason. She's been doing a little things right, creating havoc and generating chances for the Toronto Furies. And for the Markham Thunder, we keep on going back to that line of Kristen Richards, Taylor Woods, and Jamie Lee Rattray. Just a strong line. Every shift they're on, they seem to do something pretty incredible. And just Toronto Furies did a pretty good job of shutting them down a fair bit during that first period. But still, that's such a dangerous line. Get me really excited to see what they do here in the second period.
Yeah, I would certainly anticipate they continue to be the catalyst for offense for this Markham Thunder team. Has been mentioned, that top line of Rattray, Richards, and Woods really clicking here through the first period of play. But how about the strong play on the Markham blue line as well? You really got to like the chemistry between Lindsay Grigg and Megan Bozak.
A lot of history, like we mentioned, between those two players, and there was almost a new energy when Megan Bozak joined the Markham Thunder about a month time ago, and it was reinvigorating. And between her and Jamie Lee, towards the start of the year, things have definitely been looking up for the Markham Thunder. And like we said, just that really strong race between the Vancouver Rays and the Markham Thunder. And I don't know. I didn't think at the start of the year that was going to happen, not going to lie with you. But I think at this point, Markham's really come alive. And like we said, they've added a couple of those players, Megan Bozak definitely being the top of that list. They've just really brought a fresh energy to this Markham squad, and they're exciting to watch.
That should be an exciting second period as we're underway here from the Thornhill Community Center. Markham skating left to right with those purple Do It For Darren jerseys. Again, get down here to the Thornhill Community Center for your chance to bid on those game-worn jerseys. McParland plays a puck back to the point for Barbera. Her shot off a stick, rolling in on Michaela, and that gave her a little more trouble than she anticipated, but she does well to snag it.
Sometimes those rolling ones that give you the biggest issue. And it was like it was up in the air and then came down, but then it bounced. But a good job by Amanda McKell, nonetheless, to jump on that and get the whistle.
Vesa Toskala can tell you how difficult those long rollers can be. But yes, Michaela does well to not have a Toskala moment herself. As Markham with puck possession here off the face-off. Costa snaps one right on. Good stick save by Michaela. I really like the way she plays in the net there for Toronto. She's a big goalie, takes up a lot of space. She's got great lateral movement and solid positioning, as her positioning helped her make that save on Jenna McParland. Puck just escapes the blue line there as Wallace Chuck has it. Now, one of the things the Markham coaching staff did mention was we got to get lateral movement on Michaela. She's got a little bit of a stinger with her hip, so if we can get her moving side to side, make her a little bit uncomfortable, they might be able to expose her a little bit. But she's done well so far, and she does well to make that save on Taylor Woods, as Woods nearly sniped the blocker side corner there.
Yeah, Ratche looked like she was going to get a second shot at it, but a good job by Jessica Platt to get a hand on it and get it down on the ice for Michaela to cover up. to her blocker's side is the faceoff.
Oh, Ben, a little CWHL trivia for you. Of
Oh,
the
no.
7, yeah, I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. I did not mention this to Ben before the game, so I apologize for putting you on the spot, but I'm going to do it anyways. Of the 7 CWHL teams, as that shot from the point goes high and wide by Richards, which team in their last 10 games has 0 regulation losses? There's only one team in the CWHL right now in their last 10 games with 0 regulation losses. I'll let you think about that as we've got a 2-on-1 break here for Toronto. Zubak brings it in, lets the shot go, and that's turned aside by the blocker of Erica Howe.
It's the Markham Thunder, of course, and I knew that before you even asked. Here's what's going through my mind is he's asking me a team that's not obvious that we're not doing right now. But it was the Markham Thunder. So.
Right under your nose. Yes, Markham, the only team in the CWHL over their last 10 games without a regulation loss. They've got 6 wins, 2 overtime losses, and 2 shootout losses. That is the best stretch over the last 10 games of any CWHL team. As there they pass it back to the point. Simmons, her shot, doesn't quite make it on goal, and it's scooped up here by Fulton. Fulton able to clear the line as Delaney brings it up, and Hartwick corrals it for Markham. Skeets getting into a little bit of a tete-a-tete in front of the Toronto bench, but cooler heads prevail as Toronto aggressive now on the forecheck. Simmons, she'll flip it off the boards and just bounces over the stick of Platt. So we talk about the importance of winning every single game down the stretch now for Markham, especially with their playoff hopes. You have to like their performance over the last 10 games, and hopefully they can keep that momentum rolling down the stretch here. As that puck ripped around the boards, it's picked up by Hartwick. She gets it over to Seedhouse, who's got King streaking through the neutral zone. Icing waved off as King gives chase against Saunders. Saunders gets it over to Shannon Stewart. She can't clear the zone initially. Montgomery held it in momentarily, and now King flips it back where Ronsberg gives chase. Saunders gets there first for the Furies. That clearing attempt picked off by Montgomery. Saunders has it for Toronto. Long stretch pass intended for Bianchi, but that's off her skate and now onto the stick of Barbera. Montgomery receives it, makes the pass over to Ronsberg, just out of her reach. The Montgomery trailing, had it momentarily. Taken away, here comes Williams. Haley Williams puts it towards the net, not on net though. Beezer flips it back around, and Toronto just unable to connect there with any kind of certainty. As Dingledine has it. Williams endures a bit of a slash there from Montgomery. No call. Play continues on. And now Dingledine has it on her stick. Splits the D. Dingledine 1-on-3. It was just Dingledine in there, and she nearly danced around the 3 defenders. Here comes Jenna McParland back the other way. She's trying to cut to the net. Forced wide by Kidd, but puck's still on the stick of McParland. Back to the point for Wallace-Chuck. Her shot knocked down, and, well, Dingledine tried to hit Fulton in full stride, but that one's broken up. Wallace-Chuck first on it for Markham. Puck trapped there between a couple of players, and it'll be Fulton who tries to dig it out. Nicole Costa with the puck on her stick. Makes the pass over to McParland. McParland gets the return to Costa. Oh, what a save, Michaela. Great breakout and beautiful passing by Markham, but a better save there from the young Toronto goaltender. Fulton, her shot off a stick, up and out of play, and we'll have a stoppage with 14:40 left in the second.
Love to see the replay on that one. Great save by Amanda McKellar, as you said. The initial shot, it was almost like she jumped up to stop the play, stop the second shot. So here we see the initial shot. She jumps up, and she almost saves that second shot. Great versatile movement from her. Like you said, that latitudinal movement with the hip thing, but certainly didn't show in that save.
No, and especially to be down in the butterfly as she was and then pop back up like that. That puts a lot of strain on the hips, but Michaela looking great between the pipes right now for the Furies.
So, Nico, a bit of trivia for you as well. Please name for me every past and present Olympian from the CWHL, their hometown, their favorite color, and what kind of skate they wear. You have 5 minutes. Go.
I'm just going to watch Taylor Woods here work her magic as she makes the pass and gets it right back from Seedhouse. Woods rips it around the far side. Well played, Ben. Well played. Richards comes up with that loose puck. Oh, and then she lays the body there on Platt. A couple of tough girls crashing together. And now King goes into the boards hard against Arambaru. So physical play certainly picking up here. Can I just do the Olympians from these respective teams?
Sure, but absolutely.
I may not be able to give you their favorite colors, but
close enough.
A couple bodies crashing down behind the net. Nice work by Skeets to stay with it. Gets the puck back to the point for Simmons, who lets the shot fly. Takes a couple deflections, and Arambaru dumped Urban right in front of the net, and there's going to be a penalty there. Interference. Alexa Arambaru, I believe, is going to be the guilty party, unless they're saying it was Urban. No, it is going to be Arambaru going to the box. So Markham heads back to the power play, 0 for 2 so far this evening.
And this is the beauty of the 4 official system. If you didn't see the play, it's the referee in front of the net has no way of seeing that. But the second official, who's standing at the blue line, has a great view of the entire crease and where everyone is. Toronto goes to the PK for the 3rd time this game. Markham has another opportunity.
Renata Fast, Natalie Spooner, Jocelyn Larocque, Laura Fortino, as Markham navigate here on the power play.
Oh, you're still on this, are you?
And Laura Stacy. There you
Fair
go.
enough.
There are the 5.
Yep.
Notice I didn't give the hometowns. As Markham move the puck in here on the power play. Costa quarterbacking things here from the far half wall. Steps in off the wall. Lets the shot fly. Big rebound. What a beauty! The Thunder capitalize with the man advantage and regain the lead. It's 2-1 Markham as Nicole Brown puts it in on the power play. Her 2nd goal of the season. Let's get another look at that one, Ben.
So first the shot on net, and then, like you said, standing in the perfect position to just bang it home. No one was covering her, and Amanda Michaela had absolutely no chance at moving over to that far side. That was just wide open. Markham's up 2-1.
That's how you draw it up, and that's how you execute full marks to the Thunder for capitalizing there with the power play as Urban drew the call, and she's out there to take the face-off now. And the Thunder win it. Skeets got dumped there. Play continuing on. I think they felt that was incidental contact. As here comes the goal announcement. And Markham continue to work the puck here in the offensive zone. Bozek steps in from the line. Look at this. Bozek right in front. What a save by Michaela. Urban even tried to kick that one in, and Michaela's pad still made the save. Great sequence there from the Thunder.
Carolina Urban's going to say that she wants the face-off outside. Or actually, it was Jenna McFarlane, excuse me. But no, it is Urban. But anyways, the net came off. The officials deemed that it was Urban that took it off. But there's a great example of where Megan Bozak becomes so dangerous. Just her size, her power. She's able to walk in and just wreak havoc inside the zone.
So we've got another penalty here. Another hooking call. And that'll do it for the Markham power play as Urban heads to the box.
As Urban heads to the box. I don't know about you, Nico. I thought that was at least a pretty good job, at least by Saunders, to draw a penalty there. I'm not sure if it was full force, but nonetheless, the officials deemed it to be. Carolina Urban goes to the box 2 minutes, puts Toronto on the power play, which, like we mentioned before, is ranked 7th in the league at 14-6, 82 power plays in the year and 12 goals for.
1 for 2 on the power play tonight, Toronto, as they work the puck around. Saunders back to the point for Beezer. Far side to Dingledine. Dingledine scored the lone goal for Toronto on the power play in the first period with an absolute beauty of a rocket shot in there. She let the one-timer go, but Howe made a good save on that one. Cleared down the ice, and we've got a foot race here between Beezer and Woods. Michaela heads up, comes out of her net to leave it for the defender. And now Beezer with room to skate for Toronto. Beezer going end to end here. Stops at the far hash marks and will set up some Organization here on the power play for Toronto. Beezer peels off for a change, and Molson comes off the bench. Vela leaves it for Molson. Williams putting the screen on in front. There's the shot with the screen. I don't think Howe completely saw it, but the puck ends up going harmlessly wide. Markham clear it down the ice. 55 seconds remaining here in the power play.
Nico, being the hockey aficionado you are, I'm sure you can name me what rule in the rule book hooking is, seeing as there are so many of them. And this is actually a trick question because there isn't one. But it is 4.2 at least for minor penalties, but they don't have a specific hooking rule in the book.
Of course, 4.2. Yeah, I knew that. Of course,
for minor penalties.
Yeah, of course.
And major penalties 4.3, and yeah,
of course. That's bedtime reading. Of course. Zubak quarterbacks the power play here for Toronto. You're really throwing me off my game right now, man.
Mission accomplished.
Zubak cycles with the puck down low, makes the pass to Prevost. Over to Fulton. Few seconds left here, 10 seconds left on the Toronto power play as Molson thought about putting it towards the net. Now she will. High and wide. It goes behind the Markham goal, and it's scooped up by Grigg, and here comes Urban out of the box, and she just can't corral that puck. Otherwise, they may have had a 2-on-1 rush. Prevost shields it from Urban, makes the pass to Zubak, who tees up a blast, and that got turned away by Howe. Passed up to Skeets. She's got Rattray with her. Devin Skeets going in tight. Nearly got the wraparound, and then turned away by Michaela. So end-to-end action here in the second period as both teams putting their foot on the gas. And it's Platt who can't clear the zone initially. Good second attempt as she's got her player pinned up against the boards. Again, that physical play really ramping up here.
And what a gift for the Toronto Furies when Carolina Urban was coming out of the box there. Don't know if it was sticky ice right on the center red line or if she just kind of lost control of the puck. But had she corralled that puck, she would have been gone, and who knows what would have happened there.
So that puck up and out of play. We'll have a stoppage with 9:29 left here in the second period in a 2-1 game between the Markham Thunder and Toronto Furies.
Talk about hometowns. Big news this week for Liz Knox of the Markham Thunder. Hometown, well, Stouffville actually. We like to claim her as her own, but apparently Markham does too. But born and raised in the area. Played for the Markham Stouffville Stars growing up. And the Clippers as well. Won an OHF title as well as an OMHA title. And she was named the hometown hero by the city of Markham as they get ready and look forward to their hometown hockey celebrations coming up in a few weeks' time. And lots of festivities integrated with the Markham Thunder as well that weekend.
Including our webcast here on March 3rd, a big part of the hometown hockey celebrations in Markham. The Markham Thunder will be playing a game on the 3rd. You can come here at the Thornhill Community Center and check it out live in person, or as always, you can watch the webcast at thecwhl.com/watch. That puck ended up on the back of Erica Howe's net, trapped in the meshing, so we'll have a face-off to the right of the Thunder keeper.
As well, lots of Sportsnet broadcast coming up soon as well, and you can catch the Lake Canadian de Montreal. Sportsnet is in town for that game. It is March 11th at 3 p.m. And like we said before, you can watch Lake Canadian de Montreal take on the visiting Calgary Inferno.
Toronto bring the puck in deep here as Bianchi gives chase. She loses that foot race to Simmons, and now a chance for Markham to clear. They can't on the first attempt, and now with a little less pressure, they get the puck out. McParland scoops it up here. McParland tries to cut into the middle, just ran out of room there, but Costa comes up with it for Markham to keep possession. She tries to wrap it around on Michaela. That's turned aside. Puck still loose. Michaela loses her stick, and now she's able to regain it as Dingledine brings it up for Toronto. Dingledine forced wide by Grigg. Grigg got the puck away from her, but it's quickly picked up by Vela. She bounces one towards the goal mouth, but no one there to get a stick on it. Platt does well to win that battle. Platt thought about the shot, still doesn't have a clean shooting lane, but does well to maintain possession. Saunders lets it fly from the point, was hoping for a deflection, nothing there. Not enough on that one for icing. So Toronto will have to start up again. Long stretch pass from Saunders right onto the stick of Dingledine. She lays it in front to Williams, but just ran out of room to make a play. Here comes Megan Bozek leading the rush back for Markham. Bozek brings it in, tries to feather it right in front, but no one there to get a touch. Bozek, she's really been on her game lately. 4 points in her last 3 games, a goal and 3 assists. Bozek is really lighting it up. She's put up, she is a point-a-game player for the Thunder. 5 points in 5 games since coming over. Rattray just fanned on that shot attempt as she was in the high slot. Bouncing puck back to the stick of Rattray. Tried to get it in front for Richards. Richards in the far corner. Shields it from a couple of would-be checkers. Gets it right back from Wallace-Chuck. Nice move to step around Zubak. In tight, what a save! Big rebound, but no one there for Markham to get a stick on it. And then a little too aggressive was Wallace-Chuck. She'll be penalized here for dumping Fulton. Hooking the call. Toronto going to the power play with 6:35 left in the second.
Hooking. That's shocking.
For something that's not in the rule book, that's being called a lot tonight, eh?
Being called a whole lot tonight.
As we get a look here at that great chance from Kristen Richards.
But yes, hooking, that is the right call there. As you would have saw it a couple of more seconds there, but nonetheless puts Toronto on the power play, and they want to get back into this one. 2-1 to score. Just over midway through the second. At this point, it's kind of you want to get that tying goal and go into the third tied up, and at that point, it's anyone's game.
And it's still a tight game here. Markham with just a 2-1 lead right now over the Toronto Furies with under 6.5 minutes left in the second. Saunders has the puck, leaves it for Vela, back to the point for Beezer. Lays it off to Vela. Toronto 1 for 3 on the power play so far. This is their 4th opportunity as Beezer makes the pass to Dingledine. Good defensive formation by the Thunder as they keep everything to the outside. That shot from Dingledine turned away by the blocker of Howe. Loose puck scooped up by Hartwick. She's dumped from behind, and that'll put an end to Toronto's power play as it's going to be Haley Williams heading to the box. And again, hooking the call.
No, I lied actually. It is Rule 7.2 in the Hockey Canada rulebook. It is under restraining fouls, which is why if you look in the rulebook, it doesn't come up right away. You have to look under restraining fouls. And there it is, Rule 7.2. As we'll go 4-on-4 for the next minute and change, followed by a Markham power play.
Again, if you are experiencing any technical difficulties this evening, we do apologize. We're doing our best to rectify those issues, and we appreciate you staying tuned with us throughout this great contest here tonight between the Markham Thunder and the Toronto Furies. As Markham we're 4-on-4 for the time being for another 55 seconds, and then Markham will have a brief power play. You can hear the bench below us. Wheel. They want them to get on the move. Rattray gets it to Woods as Woods wheeled out of the zone, but unable to connect for a clean shot. Rattray gets it back. Thought about making the pass there. Maybe should have been selfish and taken a shot, but she had Grigg pinching in from the point and never could quite get that pass through to the defender. Great job by Rattray on the forecheck, causing the turnover. Centered it in front, but nothing doing. And then that long pass by the Furies well out of the reach of Zubak, so that's an icing call against Toronto with 4:54 remaining in the second.
Yeah, Toronto's still about 19 seconds away from that not being an icing call, but it is 4-on-4, and therefore it's even strength hockey for the next 19 seconds. And then Markham will go on the power play, and like we said, they have a pretty good power play. They haven't scored on it yet, but we'll have to see what happens. Fifth time's a charm?
They got a power play goal in their last one. Yes.
I was testing you.
I'm glad one of us is paying attention.
Well, exactly.
I don't know which one of us is.
I was testing you to make sure. My trivia is now over.
McFarland brings the puck into the zone as she tries to dance around Molson. She successfully got around Molson, but Molson took the stick away from her. And here comes a shorthanded 2-on-1. Prevost got Kidd with her. What a defensive play. I think that was Hartwick who laid her body down. Actually, it was Simmons. What a great defensive play there by Dania Simmons to break up the pass on that shorthanded 2-on-1. And then Markham called offside, bringing it into the zone. They don't like that call. But just 19 seconds remaining in the Thunder power play. Here's another look at that 2-on-1 chance.
Yeah, and a good job there for the C. I don't know if I necessarily like that offside call either. I thought Richards maybe had her foot on the blue line, but that angle as a referee, you're never going to get it right all the time, so got to cut him some slack every once in a while.
10 seconds left in the Markham power play. Bozak wheels and deals, and her shot was blocked. Plays it back to the point. Grigg now back to Bozak. Tees it up. Oh, I think that hit Richards possibly. But a great shot there from Bozak. Didn't miss by much. Power play over. Both teams back to 5 aside here. As players crashing into the net. That was a Furies player. I think that's Ella Stewart who ended up crashing into the net. We've got a stoppage with the net off its pegs.
Gives us Amanda McKilla a second to fix her glove. Looks like it's off a bit, but nonetheless the net did come off. I can't really say successful kill because it wasn't that long. Toronto was on the PK for, but it was for a couple of seconds. But both teams, like we said, it's just staying out of the box, both squads. There's been a lot of hooking tonight, but no matter what penalty it is, you want to stay out of the box, which is something we've seen here quite a fair bit tonight. And as we've alluded to, it worked for the Markham Thunder. So
well, once again, yeah, the net right off. This was a problem in Markham's old arena in Brampton when they used to be the Brampton Thunder. And well, I guess old habits die hard because the net here in the Thornhill Community Center seems to be plagued by the same issues that used to have in Brampton. So
tonight just is a game of recurring themes. Net coming off, hooking. What's next?
Only time will tell. As Irvin steps in to take the face off, and a judge not to be taken cleanly, so we'll have to redo it. And Arambaru is asked to leave the zone. It's interesting. I was wondering if the linesman felt that there. It looked like Delaney got a bit of a slash in on the ref because she's so tight to the face-off.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she did ask her to take a step back. Icing call here against the Furies with 3:16 left in the period.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's why the referees are not wearing protection at the back of their knees. And so that's certainly part of the reason they wanted to back up a little bit. But nonetheless, it goes down for icing to the glove side of Amanda McKilla. Okay, and here's the new recurring theme. People being kicked out, and that question was answered, Nico.
Well, this was certainly a theme throughout the Olympic tournament on both the men's and the women's side. I can't count how many players we saw got kicked out of face-off dot. Let's hope that doesn't continue on too often here tonight.
Yeah, and hockey can.
Oh, what a beauty! Sorry to interrupt, Ben, but Kristen Barbera getting everything done except for the final touch. It's in the back of the net, courtesy Devin Skeets, but the magic on that play was Kristen Barbera as she danced her way around a couple of players, and Skeets backhands it in the net all alone. It's 3-1 Markham.
And she's been working so hard all night long, and Skeets able to get a backhand just at the right angle, just gets by Amanda McKilla. I was going to say Hockey Canada has really put a big emphasis this year on encroachment, which is why you see that a fair bit at all levels of hockey. And by extension, I think the IIHF, but they're really looking for proper face-offs and for players not to be encroaching. And
Zubak nearly answers right back for Toronto on that chance, but Erica Howe with a big save and ensuring no second chance by snagging that rebound.
Absolutely, and coming up in the first intermission,
second
intermission, we'll have Jenna Dingledine on to talk about, a great goal and a great performance here tonight on the blue line, so look forward to that one.
She's one heck of a player for the Furies, number 44, a player to watch, and she's got the lone goal for Toronto in this game, coming on the power play. One heck of a rocket shot. There's the pass to Zubak. Zubak Tries to feather it back in front, and they score! Toronto answer right back, cutting this to a one-goal game. It's Carolyn Prevost putting it in. And for Prevost, that's her 11th goal this season.
So actually coming up in the second intermission, I believe Carolyn Prevost is going to come on to speak with us. But here you see a great opportunity. Just on that far side of the net, just bangs it right home. A great setup. And like we said, she's been doing the little things right all night long, generating chances and working very hard for that goal.
That's been a great line for Toronto all season long, and you have to like the chemistry if you're a Furies fan that's forming between Zubak and Prevost as they connect on that goal score. And again, it's now 3-2 for the Markham Thunder as the Furies cutting the deficit from 2-1 just moments ago. Hartwick tries to feed in front. That's broken up by Dingledine, and here comes Toronto back the other way. Dingledine makes the pass over to Williams. Williams, oh, she's hammered into the boards, and she is hurt. That is not a good look. And now we've got a scrap breaking out. This is going to get ugly as Hartwick rode Williams into the end boards. Certainly some chin wagging, if not a few punches being thrown here, as Dingledine immediately stepped in to defend her partner, Williams. That was an ugly hit, and this is not a good sight here. Haley Williams ended up being rammed into the boards there, and she is in some significant discomfort right now.
Yeah, it looked like she was holding her arm a little bit there, and I'm not sure if that's where she's feeling it right now, but the trainer's on the ice. That's something you don't often see in the CWHL, is kind of that scrum. I don't want to call it a fight, but definitely a scrum in the corner there, but that's players sticking up for their own. Nothing wrong with that. It will be interesting to see what the referee does here. There was the original call. I'm not sure what it's going to be for. I want to say boarding almost, but
boarding, yeah.
But we'll have to see what happens there, and then not sure if there's going to be an instigator or anything like that. The referees have the riot pad out.
Well, the referees are trying to calm down the benches as the teams are very heated right now, and understandably so. A lot of discussion down below us. And there's a good sign as Williams able to get back on her own feet. She'll head right to the locker room. She seems to be favoring that right shoulder, which took the brunt of the impact against the boards. And hopefully for the Furies and Haley Williams, that is not a significant injury.
Yeah, and as the referees still have that riot pad out, and we'll be discussing kind of what they want to do in terms of penalties. I don't suspect there will be any real major penalties here, probably just a couple of coincidentals, but we'll still have to see.
Yeah, I would maybe anticipate Dingledine and Simmons going to the box for coincidentals, because as you mentioned, the scrum and a little bit of brouhaha after was essentially between Dingledine and Simmons, and then you would have to expect a penalty to the initial hit on Williams.
Yeah.
But the referees have some housekeeping to do here as they sort this one all out.
So go over to the box now and kind of figure out what's going on. The linesman will come over to grab some of the players. Looks like it's going to be... Can't hear exactly what the linesman said, but I believe it's going to be 5-on-4. Coincidentals and the initial penalty as well. But we'll have to wait for the official call.
Tough game here tonight, and we've got a 5-minute major on the scoreboard right now. So this could be a huge turning point for the Furies. We'll have to wait for the official announcements as this all gets sorted out, and we'll remind you to stay tuned during the second intermission as Ben Smith will be joined by a Toronto Furies player down at ice level. But in the meantime, the referees down at ice level, well, they've got some housekeeping to work out here. 1:54 remaining in the second period of play here. It's the Markham Thunder with a 3-2 lead over the Toronto Furies right now. Just trying to listen to the officials as they talk with Toronto head coach Jeff Flanagan. I think they're trying to sort out who was in the scrum after the whistle to sort out the coincidental minors. So it looks like, well, they'll have to sort it out. It'll take a couple moments here as the referees go talk to Coach Jackson of the Markham Thunder. We'll take this opportunity to remind you that you can connect with the CWHL on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Give a follow at the CWHL. And as always, you can check out the schedule for future webcasts by heading over to the CWHL.com/watch. You can see all the upcoming CWHL live broadcasts that we have scheduled for this season, including our March 3rd game right here at the Thornhill Community Center, a part of Hockey Day in Canada, I should say, hometown hockey celebrations here in the city of Markham. Again, this break in the action because of a injury to Haley Williams as she was hammered into the far boards. So they do a little repairs right around where Williams ended up crashing into the boards. And the subsequent scrum and tussle that came out of that has caused this lengthy delay. So it looks like Rattray has been identified and Simmons for the Thunder. And it looks like it's going to be Ella Stewart. And it should be Dingledine. But it looks like they're taking Prevost. Yeah, Prevost wasn't even on, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. Both coaching staffs now pretty vocal with the referees. Rattray wasn't in the middle of that scrum. I'm not sure how she was ticketed, but she finds herself in the sin bin. Lots of confusion right now as to who should be serving these minor penalties. Right now it's Ella Stewart and Jenna Jenna Dingledine in the box as she gives a wave over to the bench. Well, and the referees are adamant that it's Rattray and Simmons that should be serving for the Thunder. Well, and now they're saying it's 25, not 26. So Taylor Woods will head to the box instead of Jamie Lee Rattray. Oh, maybe not. Now she's being called back. This is going to take a couple minutes to sort out. And we'll remind you that Ben Smith will have an interview during second intermission down at ice level with a Toronto Furies player. I think he's hoping to get Carolyn Prevost as she scored the second goal for the Furies to make it a 3-2 game. Again, there is a 5-minute penalty on the score clock beside the Markham Thunder. So we'll, again, sort of have to wait and see how this all breaks down. Rattray still in the box for Markham. Now Megan DeLay is heading over there. So we've got 3 Markham Thunder players in the box. That's DeLay, Simmons, and Rattray. And Toronto have Dingledine and Ella Stewart. And now Hartwick's being asked to go over. What is going on here? I think Hartwick is being ejected from the game. This may just be them having her go to the locker room with only a minute 54 remaining in the second period. But we'll keep an eye on that if Jess Hartwick comes out for the third period of play. So it looks like the officials have it all sorted out, and like we're about to get back to play here. And we'll resume play with Toronto heading to the power play for the next 5 minutes. Play back underway here. It's a Toronto Furies power play. Beezer. Cross-ice pass, nothing doing there. Okay, so the penalties as follows. Ellis Stewart and Jenna Dingledine, 2 minutes each for roughing. And Jamie Lee Rattray and Dania Simmons both get 2 minutes each for roughing. So those penalties all offset. And then Jess Hartwick has been assessed a 5-minute major for boarding. So she will stay in this game, but she heads to the locker room early as there's just 1 minute left now in the second period. And with her serving a 5-minute major, she'll get to the room a little bit early here. Well, Toronto cycle the puck around here on the power play. Prevost back to the point for Molson. Molson, stick handles, thought about the shot, makes the pass to Kidd. Kidd tries to feed it in front. Zubak tries to wrap around. Good save there by Howe. And then Woods clears it to center ice. Molson with 30 seconds left here in the period. Gets the puck back from Kidd. Goes far side to Prevost. Carolyn Prevost, top of the circle, makes the pass back to Molson. Molson near side to Zubak. 20 seconds left. Zubak can't corral that one. Foot race here as Zubak just scooped it away from Woods. Otherwise, Woods would have been off on a short-handed breakaway. Delaney, she feathers in front. Oh, good tip there by Prevost. Better save by Howe. And the buzzer sounds to end an entertaining and exciting and an eventful second period. Lots happening there in that second stanza, including a few goals. After 40 minutes of play, it's the home team Markham Thunder with a 3-2 lead over the Toronto Furies. Make sure you stay tuned during the intermission as Ben Smith gets set down at ice level to be joined by Jenna Dingledine. We'll join them in just a few moments. Scoring in that second period, Markham opened it up on the power play. Goal by Nicole Brown. They then strike again moments later as Devin Skeets puts it in the back of the net off a beautiful setup by Kristen Barbera. And then Toronto capitalize with a Carolyn Prevost goal. Well, speaking of Toronto goals, she scored a beauty in the first period. Let's send it down to ice level with Jenna Dingledine and Ben Smith.
Thanks, Nico. 2 periods in the books, 3-2 for the Markham Thunder, joined alongside Jenna Dingledine, and a beautiful goal to get the game going in the first period. Can you take us through what you saw?
You know what, our power play has been struggling a little bit, so it was nice to have that opening there. I just walked across and saw the shot, so I thought I'd take it, and I happened to score.
Let's talk about team mentality. It's never easy when the playoffs are a bit out of reach. How do you stay motivated for the rest of the way this season?
You know what, I think we just do it for each other. I mean, coming in the rink every day, we've worked hard all season, so we don't really want to give up even though we're not in playoffs. So I think we just play for each other, play for the fun of the game. So we obviously want to win, we don't want to lose.
And you want to spoil it for other teams, and part of that is here tonight, of course, against the Markham Thunder. How do you take the lead in this one?
You know what, I think we've had a pretty good game so far, so I think just staying together, getting more shots on net, maybe our power play, we'll get a couple goals here. Just stick together.
Thanks for this. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. You're watching CWHL Live.
Jessica Campbell who scores.
Sanderson passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Tried a shot that was wide of Keenan, cleared it but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! To the Boston Roar! Up the center, coming in is Lou. Newendike center net. McDonald scores! Matty McDonald! 5:10 left to play in the second. Here's Lemieux. His center penalty coming out. Look at Lemieux! Oh my heavens! What a goal! What a move! Lemieux! Oh baby!
Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for it, fell. Here's another shot. Right by the score! Henderson has scored for Canada.
And the crowd goes wild!
Home is not just something you can see or touch. Home is a feeling. It's the place where you feel safe to have those little moments that mean everything. At ADT, we believe that feeling should always be there. Whether it's at your house or your business, we help keep you safe so you can have those moments that make you feel at home. Wherever you are.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
Kimmy, you do know that there's only 4 seasons, right?
Then how do you explain the way kids wish away the summer because we can't wait to play in the fall? Or how teammates often become best mates? Or how families happily vacation in Winnipeg in January because that's where the tournament is? So you see, Miss Woods, there is a 5th season, and it's the best season in Canada.
So you're talking about hockey?
Oh, it's more than just hockey, Miss Woods.
Scotiabank is proud to support over 5,000 teams in Canada's 5th season.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting. And like people, businesses' needs change, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, and tax. Areas critical to your continued growth and success, all part of the journey, and all part of what we do together with you. So that when your business has arrived, it's ready to keep going. MNP, wherever business takes you.
Hungry to get her first goal after the game, after that one being so close, but it was really cool to see 1 versus tied for 2.
And they jam it in on the wraparound, tight to the net. Devin Skeets makes it a 1-0 game as there's no quit there from Markham. They bank it home, and the Thunder go up 1-0 with 15:23 left in the first.
Well, you know they wanted that one, Nico, right off of the start, and just a bit of a, almost at the side of the net, looked like it just tweaked its way through, and you know they wanted that one right off of the bat to get a strong start, gives them a bunch of confidence going into the rest of this game, and puts Vanke a bit on their toes.
Otherwise, they had a potential 3-on-2 brewing. Here's a turnover. Richards comes up with it. Center's in front. Oh, what a beauty! Tic-tac-toe. Richards to McIntosh, and it's in the back of the net, and it's 2-0 for the Thunder.
A good afternoon, good evening, and a good morning, and that's one that just, they make it look so easy. It's incredible, and here you see it. Almost looked like it was going to break out, but here you see the walk-in, and then just a nice little pass off to McIntosh. Just a slight backhand. She's standing in the perfect position, one-time top shelf.
Dangles her way around Mercer, but they end up losing the puck. Loose puck now picked up by Jamie Lee Rattray. Rattray plays it down low. Richards has some options, tries the jam home wraparound, and it's in! Trickling past Julie. Great persistent effort from Kristen Richards, and it's 3-0 Markham with just 1:54 played here in the second.
And that's the second wraparound that Julie's let in, and it almost just trickles its way past in, but it's not when you can't see the puck. It's when the official can no longer see the puck, and the official was in perfect position to still be able to see that. That's why you didn't see a whistle called there. Julie just didn't have possession of it and just kind of trickled its way in.
The point, still has it on her stick. 1:08 left here in the Markham power play. Grigg makes the pass to Barbera. Barbera near side to Brown. Brown steps off the half wall. Oh, what a beauty! You don't score much nicer goals than that. You can't draw it up any better than that. Tape to tape, cross ice, and McParland puts it in as she brushes some dirt off her shoulder. Let's get another look at that one.
A call Brown to McParland, and she's standing right there, knows exactly what to do. One-timer. That was a very powerful shot, too, past Julie. Like, are you kidding me? They don't come better than that. Like you were saying, Nico, puts Markham up 4-0, and you know that they're happy with that one for sure.
So the Thunder have really come ready to play. Vanke a little bit on their heels. There's a shot from the point, and the Rays climb right back. Beautiful blast from the point coming off the stick of Yue Ho. May have been tipped in front, but right now, Ho's going to lead the celebration here for Vanke.
You've heard Yue Ho all game long. I don't know if that one was actually tipped.
Straight in.
I think it went straight in, but she's been so aggressive this game. She's been doing the little things right. She gets rewarded for it. A powerful shot from the point, right past Liz Knox. And yeah, I don't know if that was tipped in.
And an important goal in this game for the Vanke Rays. Big turnover there. McParland scoops it up, shot right on, and she scores! The first shot was saved. The second one, Julie had no chance on, and Markham regain a 4-goal lead, and it's 2 goals here in the game now for Jenna McParland.
And what a game she's had so far, and you'll see in a second, I almost thought Julie had it and then lost it, but here you see the initial shot on net, and Julie will pick it up. Looked like she had the glove, but they wanted to come out guns a-blazing, and they did. Vanke, not so much tonight.
Let's see if Webster, oh, what a beauty! That'll change the fortunes. Brooke Webster blasts her 7th goal of the season, her 2nd point tonight, and a huge power play tally there for Brooke Webster and the Vanke Rays. Ben, let's get another look at this blast from the blue line.
And there you go. Brooke Webster just steps in, shots, and in top post down, or bar down. And then, thank you. And you know what? It's just, and that was such a dangerous line combination too. Button, Webster, Mercer, and I love having my points proven wrong right after I finish saying them.
Vanke starting to pour it on as Mercer makes the cross-ice pass. Woods lets the one-timer fly just wide. Mercer to Bunton. 1:27 left in the power play for Vanke. Brickleyuk to Mercer. There's the one-timer. Rebound and they score! Vanke cut the lead to 2 as Emma Woods scores her 6th of the season on the power play. And we said they kept Kaylee Mercer off the score sheet for a while, but getting an assist on that goal. Welcome back inside Thornhill Community Center as we get you set for the 3rd period of play here in this evening's CWHL live broadcast, as the Markham Thunder play host to the Toronto Furies in this tightly contested game. The score through 40 minutes of play, it's the home team Thunder with a 3-2 lead over the visiting Furies, but it'll be the Furies starting this 3rd period with 3:08 left on the power play after a 5-minute major was assessed to Jess Hartwick for a boarding call as she drilled Haley Williams into the boards.
Yeah, it's certainly a party box down there in the penalty box, and lots of players in there. And I think every game they select a local minor hockey player from the Girls Hockey Association to sit in the box, and definitely getting your money's worth for that. Not that they pay, but definitely getting your money's worth for that if you're one of those lucky fans here tonight. Just getting to sit with the players and chat up a storm for the next couple of minutes.
As we're underway here in the 3rd period, Toronto skating left to right wearing their road whites, and again Markham wearing those special purple jerseys in homage of Do It for Darren, a great initiative supporting mental health awareness. And again, you can bid on those game-worn jerseys that the Markham Thunder are wearing here tonight. One other game going on in the CWHL today, it was the Calgary Inferno hosting the Boston Blades, and, well, they weren't very hospitable because they laid a beat down on the Blades. They beat them 6-2. So a big win there for Calgary, as after that one, they now trail Kunlun by just 1 point in the standings. Les Canadiens currently sit atop the CWHL standings with 38 points, 19 wins in 22 games played, as Prevost has the puck here for Toronto on the power play. 2 minutes left on this Toronto power play. Is that pass broken up by Skeets?
Montreal plays Vanke tomorrow, or I guess today in Chinese time, but nonetheless, they play Vanke, and that's one Markham's going to be watching quite closely.
Yeah, that'll be a huge game, especially if Markham can hold on for a victory here tonight. That would put them a couple points clear of Vanke for the time being. Kunlun in second with 35 points. Calgary just behind them with 34, and then we've got that two-way tie for the last playoff spot between Vanke and Markham as Shannon Stewart danced her way into the zone, and just as she was getting ready to shoot, had the puck knocked away. Brooke Beezer feeds it in front off the end boards, actually, and onto the stick of Stewart. Saunders lets that shot fly. It's blocked by Seedhouse, and Ellie Seedhouse does well to take the puck up. We've got a shorthanded 2-on-1. Seedhouse with Urban, gets the puck to Urban, backhander right on, and it's turned away by the glove hand of Michaela.
Yeah, and Markham's thinking there might have been some interference in front of the net there with Delaney, kind of looked like with Urban in front of the net, but nonetheless the referees elect not to call it. I guess there's no more room in the box even if they wanted to. So
well, Toronto's got a bit of room.
Toronto's got a bit of room, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. Markham's coaching staff was not at all happy. They were very vocal about that scrum in front of the net where it looked like Delaney was pinning down the Markham player there, but again, play continues on. Toronto still on the power play here for the next 22 seconds. Wilson shot from the point off the post. May have hit the side of the net there, but ended up just getting through as Howe makes a good pad save. Rebound there. It's, well, cleared away by Bozak. She plays it to the far boards and away from danger. And Markham, well, they had to weather the storm, but they hold on. Bozak bringing it in here. Shot right on. Turned away by Michaela. Penalty over, so we're back to 5-a-side hockey. Again, that was a long 5-minute power play for Toronto, which bridged the second period into this third period, but they could not capitalize on that long advantage. So the score remains 3-2 in favor of the Thunder as they apply some forecheck down low. Costa, she wrestles there against Fulton. Back to the point for Wallace-Chuck. She's got the shooting lane, lets it fly, and it goes wide of the net. Prevost, she can't get to that loose puck ahead of Brown. Now Barbera dances her way into the zone. Kristen Barbera centers in front. That one just missed. Barbera still with the puck on her stick. Now she runs into some opposition, and that's the end of that chance for Markham. Nicole Brown scoops up the loose puck, gets it over to Costa. Costa across the blue line. Feathers it into the zone, and eventually when we get a whistle, we'll have the players from the penalty boxes rejoining play, but for the time being, they're trapped in the box. Play continuing here through the neutral zone. It's broken up by Urban. Carolina Urban brings it into the far corner. She's checked closely, makes the pass to McParland. McParland steps into the middle, has the shooting lane, lets it fly, and that one goes just wide. Toronto tried to clear the puck up to Aramburu. She gets center ice, hits the blue line, and she'll dump it in as Bozak corrals it here for the Thunder. Bozak plays it up to Urban. Skeets, good touch pass, leaves it for Bozak. She tees it up, that's off a stick and wide to the near side. Out to the line, kept in by Seedhouse, and just as quickly, Toronto clear it out. Grigg controlling it here with 14:52 left here in the third period as Barbera, who's had one of her strongest games all season long tonight, gets that puck in deep. Richards has it stripped away from her. Bianchi takes a bit of a hit. Play continuing on. Kidd can't corral that puck. Bouncing around and finally picked up now by Gagne. Gagne shovels it out past center ice, and Wallace-Chuck regains possession for Markham. Tight checking there. Icing waved off, so Beezer has to retrieve it. Beezer under pressure from Woods, gets it over to Bianchi, and it's turned over. Nice play by Barbera at the line to read that. She's under pressure, checked closely by Jess Vela. Tried to dump the puck off to Costa, but that's picked off. Stewart, she gets stood up at center ice, and here comes Costa for Markham. Nicole Costa cuts into the middle, lets the shot fly, and that's saved by the blocker of Michaela. Shannon Stewart with the puck now for Toronto, gains the zone, gets the puck in deep, and they give chase. Wallace-Chuck slashes it around to Barbera. McParland with a touch pass, that one's broken up. And now it's on the stick of Brittany Zubak as Prevost does well to toe the line. Wallace-Chuck under pressure, does well to evade the check of Prevost. And now goes cross ice. Jess Platt, she'll have to hustle to get to that one ahead of Brown, and she just gets there in time. Emily Fulton with the puck here for Toronto, under pressure by the strong forecheck of Urban, as Urban nearly caused the turnover. Platt lifts that one up through center ice. We've got a foot race here between Bozak and Prevost, and it'll be the speedy Prevost getting to that puck first. She loses an edge, and they'll give Markham a chance to break out. Pass intended for McParland. Under her stick, but not enough for icing. It's waved off, so Beezer has to start it up once again. And Beezer will ice this one with 12:35 to go in regulation.
And everybody's out of the box now, and everybody's happy, so we're good. Yeah, so return of Jamie Lee Rattray to the ice, which people are excited about at this point. Richards and Woods out there as well. And like we just keep on mentioning that line. But now that scrum is over, I'm sure the message to the players between the intermission was stay out of the box. I mean,
yeah.
Especially when it's a 3-2 hockey game, it's still quite close. Anything can happen at this point. You want to stay out of the box and not put your team down by 1.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, this game's certainly within reach for either team, and we've highlighted the importance here for Markham tonight as they are stride for stride with the Vancouver race for that final playoff spot. Puck lifted up into the bench and out of play, so a face-off with 12:19 to go.
Absolutely, and we're mentioning before about the Clarkson Cup weekend again at the Ricoh Coliseum, and it's really anyone's ball game at this point. I mean, a lot of teams very close. Markham and Vancouver, Kunlun, and Calgary. You don't know who's gonna really find their way to Toronto in a couple of weeks' time, but it's always exciting. And
yeah, it's going to be one heck of a postseason, that's for sure, and it's going to be some great hockey. It'll be interesting to see if Kunlun are able to hold on to that second spot and secure home ice for a playoff matchup in the first round, and a little bit of speculation as to how that would work. But from what we've been able to unearth and uncover is that should Kunlun have home ice, they will play at a neutral site here in North America. So that'll be an exciting opportunity for CWHL fans.
Yeah.
Should Kunlun have home ice going into the playoffs.
It wouldn't be Digit Murphy's first Clarkson Cup, but no. I would say it'd definitely be one of her most well-earned ones, at least. She's really, made that program what it is, and has really inspired a culture there, a winning culture that's done really well. Looks like Caroline Prevost going to the box.
It's going to be a Toronto player.
It's going to be a Toronto player. It might be Jess Platt.
I think, yeah.
It is Jess Platt going 2 minutes for body contact. Puts Markham on the power play yet again, which we've seen successful tonight.
And with just 11:23 remaining here in the third period, a big power play opportunity for Markham to get a little bit of insurance as they lead 3-2. Yeah, Ben, you mentioned it. Kudos to Digit Murphy and her staff for building a great competitive team in their first season, and full credit to everybody involved with both the Kunlun Red Star and the Vancouver Rays on the successes that they've had this inaugural season. Wallace Chuck makes the pass, and it's picked up by Costa behind the net. Check closely, Beezer tries to pin it against the end boards, but it comes loose for Costa. They've got some options at the point if they can get it back. Now they do to Wallace Chuck. Goes cross ice. Oh, just missed on the one-timer McParlin. Now Brown tees up a one-timer, and she makes no mistake. Beautiful blast from the point by Nicole Brown, and Markham take a 4-2 lead.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. Beautiful shot here by Brown at the point. This isn't the one, but we'll see it in a couple of seconds. Pass on the point. Cross ice to Brown. One-timer. Boom! And there you see it right past Amanda McKella. Beautiful shot by the point by Brown. Second one we've seen tonight with Jess Dingledine, the original one in the first period. But I tell you, those shots from the point, they can be deadly sometimes, and Markham's up 4-2.
And for Nicole Brown, her second goal of the game, she had just one goal coming into this one. But here tonight, she's got 2 on the power play, and she has helped stake Markham out to a 4-2 lead. Wallace Chuck and McParlin getting assists on the goal there from Nicole Brown. A power play marker midway through this third period to increase this to a 4-2 lead for the Thunder. And they're working away for more as Grigg brings it in down low. Seedhouse scoops it up. Tries to deke her way around one. Nothing doing that time. Stewart can't corral that puck at center ice, so Megan Bozak comes up with it. She's got some room to skate, but she'll opt to dump it in and peel off for a change. Saunders, good pass to Stewart. Right to Vela, who gets it over to Zubak. Zubak's shot intended for the blocker side. Didn't miss by a lot. And now Markham come back the other way. Woods chips it in deep. Rattray gives chase. We haven't said her name much, mainly because she's been trapped in the box this third period. But now she's out there, and she's creating all sorts of problems for Toronto. What a pass! No look centering pass by Rattray. Picked up by Barbera. Rattray centers it out in front. That time Michaela got a stick on it. Taylor Woods. She's got the puck. Looking for Rattray. It was actually Richards that she was trying to pick out. Richards with it down low. She's checked closely by Saunders. That gives Platt a chance to come scoop up the puck. Platt was dumped there, and she seems to be a little bit banged up. Rattray shot off a defender out of play. So I'll have a face-off with 8:58 left in the third.
Yeah, nice job by Woods on the point there. A little bit too hard. Cross ice to Richards, but she was able to get a piece of it. Here you see the goal again. Brown on the point. That hard one-timer right pass. Amanda Michaela makes it 4-2. Markham Thunder.
Such a tough stop for the goaltender when you've got the puck about a foot or so off the ice.
Especially when you have traffic in front of you as well.
Yep, and we've seen Michaela make a number of great saves tonight, but not much chance on that beautiful shot by Nicole Brown. Ella Stewart first on that loose puck for the Furies. She's checked closely, endures a bit of a slash and a hit, but no call, nothing doing. Wallace Chuck with the puck. She turns it over to Delaney. Far side to Beezer. Beezer tees it up. With traffic in front, it goes through the goal crease, but no one there to get a touch. Markham can't clear the zone. Nice job by Gagne to hold the line. Tried to feather it through to Arambaru, but it's broken up by Grigg. Grigg uses the boards to clear the play, and Kidd picks it up. Sydney Kidd tries to cut in, nothing there. Centering pass by Delaney ends up being broken up. And then Bozek has it stripped away from her. Arambaru can't get around Wallace Chuck, but she continues to press after it, and her and Kidd there, they both overskate it. And here comes Nicole Brown back the other way. 1-on-2, it's Brown in there all alone, so she wheels away and tries to hold it until she gets some support. Nice play by Brown to hold the line, and just as quickly Toronto clear it out. Costa picks up that loose puck. He's got McParland and Brown with her. Makes the pass to Brown. Right back in front. Oh, what a save! Second chance McParland buries with that first save by Michaela. My goodness. You got to feel for the goaltender there. Great resilience and persistence by McParland to stick with it and make it a 5-2 lead for Markham. But Ben, let's get another look at this here. Great passing, unbelievable save, and the persistent effort by McParland puts it in.
The play starts actually at the red line when Dana Stimmons was able to keep it and bring it over to Costa, able to walk it in, and there you saw that play develop. But a great job of the red line to kind of get a hold of that puck, bring it back into the zone, and like you were talking about, just an awesome second chance opportunity, crashing the net, and getting some traffic in front of Amanda Michaela.
For Jenna McParland, that is her 7th goal of the season. And for Nicole Brown, who I anticipate will receive the primary assist on that play, give her 3 points here this evening. She came into this game with 7 points on the season, so she's nearly matched her output here tonight. Shot there, blocked by Simmons. And here's the goal announcement for McParland. Urban receives the pass. They'll give Costa the initial assist. Oh, excuse me. Nicole Brown does not get an assist, as we've got a penalty behind the play. Body contact the call here, and I believe this is going against a Furies player. Well, check that. It's Carolina Urban going to the box for Markham.
Going to be Carolina Urban, 2 minutes for roughing. I don't know. I thought that was a bit of a delayed call. It looked like she got it past, believe that might have been Molson, but got it past and kind of gave a bit of a shove, and I'd say that's not a penalty, but it certainly wasn't full force, and it was a bit of a delayed call for sure, but nonetheless giving her a bit of a stick tap, making sure she's okay, and Carolina Urban goes to the box and now gets to chat with that fan who's in the box there. Lucky, it's a great ticket. It's a great ticket to have, to be in the box with the players.
No kidding. How can we get those seats? I think that's a better vantage.
I don't know if
point than
they
where
would
we
give
are.
us those seats.
No, I don't think they like us that much, no. Well, Toronto, trailing here 5-2 with 6:05 remaining in the third period, have a power play opportunity that they need to capitalize on if they want to tie this one up before the end of regulation. Vela receives the pass, and Howe just got a piece of that one, tipping it up over top the net. Well, again, Nicole Brown, 2 points in this one, 2 goals. Simmons drawing an assist on the McParland goal. And Markham lead at 5-2. 1:05 left on the Toronto power play. Big block, and then nice job by House. She fielded that one like a center fielder there. Glove way up, catching a fly ball after the initial shot was blocked by Kristen Richards.
Yeah, I've used the padding in the net as kind of a stopper, and then the net came off. But like you said, if this hockey thing doesn't work out, baseball might be your game. But no, I'm just kidding. But of course, a good job to glove that down.
Off the ensuing face-off, Wallace-Chuck tied up along the near boards with Fulton. It's dug out by Prevost. Back to the point for Molson. Goes cross ice to Kidd. Receives it back. Molson makes the pass to Prevost, who holds the line. 45 seconds left on the Toronto power play. Zubak tries to catch Kidd on the far side post for the tap-in, but that's broken up. Good job by King there on the PK. Zubak behind the net, in tight. Nice work by Simmons defensively to break that up. Zubak patrolling things behind the net, makes the pass to Prevost with 22 seconds left on the power play. Fulton to Carolyn Prevost, down low to Brittany Zubak. Zubak cycles, that's a shot fly. Good save there by Howe. Molson makes the pass behind the net to Prevost in the waning moments of this power play. Just 7 seconds left in the advantage for Toronto. Zubak back to the line. Urban back on the ice, rejoins the play, so we're even strength here. Fulton tries to force a shot through, but that's blocked by Taylor Woods. Simmons kicks the puck up to Becca King, and now here comes Markham, led by Carolina Urban. He's got Woods streaking to the net, took the shot and just goes wide of the post. Woods catches a bit of an edge there as Bianchi rides her into the boards. Beezer makes the pass over to Bianchi. Passed over to Arambaru. I don't know. I thought that was onside, but the referees feel otherwise, so offside called, and we'll have a whistle with 3:59 left in regulation.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. But nonetheless, offside's the call.
Well, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're right on the line.
It is, especially that speed, it is a tough call to make for sure. But,
absolutely. And realistically, Toronto trailing by 3 here. Playoffs already out of reach.
There could be worse games to make that call in for sure.
Yeah. Arambaru tries to lead the breakout. That one's picked off by McParland. McParland, nice pass there to Bozek. Bozek steps around Beezer. Wraparound chance! Oh, she just can't tuck it home. Thought she may have had Michaela beat there. McParland here on the forecheck as Bozek gets tied up with one of the referees just down below us. This has been a comical game for so many reasons. As Gagne lets a shot go, and that's turned away by the blocker of Erica Howe. Long stretch pass intended for Becca King, out of her reach. Michaela out of the net to play it and relieve some of the pressure. Michelle Saunders, tape-to-tape pass for Dingledine. Here comes Shannon Stewart, bringing it across the blue line. She's stood up by Barbera, who again, she has really impressed me here tonight. She's been solid all season long, but from the games we've seen, this is unquestionably her strongest game of the year. That puck from the point, feathered in front, redirected, and a good save by the trapper hand of Erica Howe.
See Walsh gotta give a pat on the back, kind of. Good work.
All smiles there.
Absolutely, and this is where 2 minutes left. These players, we see it in the warm-up, all kind of know each other and on good terms and all that, and it definitely has been a great battle of the GTA here tonight, and Absolutely a good effort put forth by both squads.
On Markham are 2:25 away from securing their 10th win of the season and 2 very important points on their push for the playoffs. If they can hold on, this will give them a bit of an advantage over Vanke for the time being. But as Ben mentioned, Vanke will be hosting Les Canadiens in China this evening, so you can catch the updates from that one on the CWHL website as Jamie Lee Rattray nearly deked her way around all 5 Furies players. Unbelievable skill, and again, she continues to have a red-hot stick. She opened up the scoring in this game, extending her personal point streak to 12 games with a goal in the first period. Bozek receives the pass. $1:30 remaining here in the third period of play. It's the Markham Thunder with a 5-2 lead over the Furies. Kristen Richards picks up the loose puck, steps in, lets the shot fly. Good save by Michaela. Big rebound, which is scooped up by Rattray, centered in front, and Michaela makes another point-blank save on Taylor Woods. Well, it's been a up-and-down season for Toronto, but that's an encouraging sign that their goaltender, Amanda Michaela, is still smiling despite having faced a lot of shots here tonight. You gotta like what they're building with going forward, especially from the net on out. Michaela is proving that she is more than capable of standing up to the tests here in the CWHL. As we've got a penalty, Megan Bozek was driven into the boards by Emily Fulton, and the Markham bench very unhappy and very colorful language down below to describe their displeasure with the officials who make the call. And now Bosey in there with a little bit of choice words for Fulton. Did I mention there was no love lost between these two GTA rivals? They certainly bring out a lot in each other, and well, it's been one heck of a game here tonight. Lots of physical play. And with just a minute remaining here in the third period, Markham have a power play opportunity. I should mention that Haley Williams has not returned to action since she had to leave in the second period with injury. So it could be a little more severe than we had hoped, but Haley Williams will not return to this game as that shot from the point redirected by Urban and turned away by Michaela. And then Beezer and Urban give each other a bit of a face wash there, but cooler heads will prevail. Well, we want to remind you that our next broadcast here in Markham goes March 3rd as part of the hometown hockey celebrations that the city of Markham will be hosting. It'll be the Markham Thunder and the Calgary Inferno right here from the Thornhill Community Center, and you can catch that game live at thecwhl.com/watch. Carolyn Prevost brings it in shorthanded, trying to get something going, but she runs out of real estate. Back to the point. Molson's shot screeches just wide. Now Montgomery will smack it off the boards and down the ice. 20 seconds remaining here in the third period of play. Markham will secure their 10th win of the season as Montgomery's shot goes wide of the net. 10 seconds remaining here. That'll just about do it. Michaela will hold on to that puck, so we'll get one more face-off down in the Toronto zone with 4.7 seconds left. Well, make it 7 wins now for Markham in their last 10 games played. Make it 10 wins on the season and 27 points, putting them clear of Vanke for the time being, all alone in 4th in the CWHL for that final playoff spot. All right, ladies, let's drop the puck. Come on, refs. We've got 3 seconds here. Enough chin wagging. Let's get this game going. I think they're going to add maybe a second or so back on the clock. They add exactly 0.24 seconds back onto the clock. Barbera receives the pass. That's going to do it. The final buzzer sounds, even though it didn't because they never actually started the clock. The referees astutely count it down and blow the final whistle. So the final score here tonight, the Markham Thunder hold on for a 5-2 win over the Toronto Furies. It was an exciting and entertaining and an eventful game for so many reasons. Lots of goals, lots of big hits, a little bit of controversy as well, and certainly a lot of animosity between these two teams. But they show some good sportsmanship here, shake hands, and will skate off with the Markham Thunder scoring a 5-2 win over the Toronto Furies. This was the last head-to-head game between these two teams this season, and maybe that's a good thing considering some of the nastiness we saw here in this one. But in the end, cooler heads prevail. Both teams will skate off, and Markham continue their push to the playoffs with 2 big points secured here tonight in a 5-2 win over the Toronto Furies. Both teams staying on the ice here. Little surprised to see Toronto stay on, but and they're staying on to show some really great sportsmanship here, because we'll see them form a heart supporting Do It for Darren. So a really nice moment here between these two rivals. Despite a very intense battle, they'll now recognize the most important cause here tonight, which of course is supporting Do It for Darren and raising awareness for mental health initiatives. So it'll take a few moments as they get the players sorted in formation here for this photo op. And that'll give me a chance to give you a quick scoring recap from today's game. Again, the final score in this one, the Markham Thunder victorious 5-2 over the Toronto Furies. As the scoring started just a minute 20 into the game when Jamie Lee Rattray snapped her 18th of the season, making it 12 consecutive games with a point. Assists on that goal by Kristen Richards and Lindsay Grigg. Jenna Dingledine would answer back before the end of the first period on the power play. Her 8th of the season, assisted by Jess Vella and Haley Williams. The second period would open up with a goal by Nicole Brown at the 7:04 mark, assisted by Nicole Costa and Alexis Wallace-Chuck, that one coming on the power play. And then Devin Skeets at the time made it 3-1 for Markham with her 3rd of the season, assisted by Barbera. Before the second was over, Carolyn Brevo would put in her 9th of the season as Zubak and Fulton draw assists on those. That would make it 3-2 at the end of the second. In the third period, we had 2 goals as Nicole Brown got her 2nd of the game, assisted by Jenna McParland. And then McParland got one of her own, assisted by Simmons and Costa. And that's all the scoring from this one. Again, the final score, the Markham Thunder 5, the Toronto Furies 2. And again, we're here for a very special reason as we support the Do It for Darren cause. Great display here, sportsmanship between both teams, bitter rivals on the ice, but showing some tremendous sportsmanship here, recognizing Do It for Darren. Well, again, a highly entertaining game comes to a close here with the hometown Markham Thunder securing 2 very important points in their push for the playoffs as they win this one by a final score of 5-2. Stay tuned because we've got our Tim Hortons 3 stars coming up here in just a few moments, and then Ben Smith will be standing by at ice level for a post-game interview. Hey, we even got a 4-legged friend on the ice. That is awesome. I think the Furies just found their secret weapon for next year. The Furries. Well played, Carrie. Our camera off. Carrie suggesting they may need to change their name to the Furries. Well, great job by all the players on the ice, and kudos to everyone who came here tonight to support both teams and the Do It for Darren cause. Brooke Beezer named your 3rd star of this game from the Toronto Furies. Kristen Barbera named 2nd star of this game, and I was so impressed with the way she played tonight. Really got it done at both ends of the ice. And well-deserved 1st star of the game here, Nicole Brown, scoring a couple of goals here tonight, and she's standing by at ice level with our very own Ben Smith.
Thanks so much, Nico. The final score here from Markham, 5-2 for the Thunder. And we just heard the announcement, Nicole Brown, the 1st star of the game. 2 goals tonight. What was working so well for you?
It's been a while since we've been on the ice as a team, and, it's been, Olympic break, so about 2 weeks off. It was good to just get our legs going and find chemistry again.
A lot of penalties tonight, especially in the 1st and the 2nd. How important was it to stay disciplined and out of the box in the 3rd?
We have a pretty good rivalry with the Furies, so I knew it was going to be a rough game, but, you can't win if you're in the box. So we got to, straighten our heads out for the next couple games and then hopefully stay out of the box.
Talking about team mentality, a crucial couple points picked up here tonight. You're in that dogfight with Vanke for that final playoff spot. What's the mentality in the room like right now?
It's play for each other and, like I said, stay out of the box and, good things will come. We can put the puck on net and skate hard.
Big couple games in the future. Best of luck the rest of the season, and thanks so much. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
You're watching CWHL Live. Thanks so much.